Hello, everybody.
Food.
One more video. Um, we decided to have shrimp for dinner, and I was like, "Oh, I've got two other sauces we can try." So we have Kinder's wing sauce and dip, black cherry chipotle barbecue. I thought that sounded really good. And then we have Heinz pickle ketchup, which sounds very weird. It says the thick and rich Heinz ketchup you love with a bold, tangy twist. It's tomato ketchup with pickle seasoning. So since I have that one in my hands, let's try it first, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope it's not disgusting. It just sounds very weird. I wasn't crazy about the pickle ranch that we tried the one time. Okay, shall we?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it tastes more pickly than it does ketchup.
Well, so I was thinking it just tastes like ketchup.
Hmm. And there definitely is a little bit of something that's not exactly entirely ketchup.
There it is. There it is. There is some pickle there.
Yeah.
At least it's dill pickle, not sweet pickle.
Yeah.
Not a fan of sweet pickle. I'd say it's okay.
Yeah, not bad.
I don't know that I would run out and buy another bottle right away.
Yeah.
And I think the vinegariness of pickle juice works well with shrimp.
Hmm.
And normally we would be drowning it in vinegar. So,
Yeah.
okay. Clear a little space so I've got somewhere to put the sauce. Black cherry chipotle. I forgot this is the bottle that opens like a glue bottle.
Huh.
I just think this one sounds really, really good. I hope it's as good as it sounds. Dip, 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 dip.
Eh.
Hmm. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You can taste some cherry there,
Yeah, a little bit.
and then it's got some heat that comes up from the chipotle.
Yeah.
I kind of think I like the barbecue better, but I don't know how much of it I could eat at one time.
Yeah.
I've gotten to where I can't really handle a whole lot of spicy anymore,
Yeah.
which kind of makes me sad because I like spicy foods.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a lot of the things you find spicier now. I'm just like, huh? I've had worse. I've had things that would probably kill most men.
I don't know about that. But yeah, as I get older, I can't handle as much spice.
Yeah.
Makes me sad because I loved spicy foods. I'll probably need to pull out my what I have, not Pepsid, the other one, my acid reflux pill. I'll have to pull it out probably.
Yeah.
Maybe it is Pepsid.
No idea.
Heck, I don't know.
Yeah, they're all the same, more or less.
It's not Tagamet. I'm not on the prescription one anymore. Well, I think the cherry chipotle thing is good. I
Yeah,
like it. I still think the pickle one is a little strange, but not gross, at least.
yeah.
You want to take a quick break and eat chocolate? I have two candy bars. Oh, we got those coffees out. Well, I don't really want to drink coffee right before going to bed.
Yeah, otherwise
We'll do coffee next time.
otherwise you'll never sleep.
So we have two candy bars. We've done a Dunkin' Donuts one before. We had the jelly donut one. This is the brownie batter. Donut flavored filled chocolate. We got brownie batter. We tried the brownie batter coffee. It was okay. I think it needed more of the chocolate because if I remember correctly, it was fairly strong coffee wise. And this one is called Midnight Snack. We found this one at Bob Evans up at the register. And we've had other candy bars from Hammond's before. We've had like I think it was Red Velvet, and we had one called, was it Pigs and Taters,
Hmm.
which was bacon and potato chip, which is actually kind of cool. And this one is called Midnight Snack, and it is milk chocolate with pretzel, cookie, peanut brittle, mallow, and cereal. So it's got all those things in it. It's got it's crisp rice cereal, so kind of like a Crunch bar, Nestle Crunch,
Yeah.
but it also has all the other stuff too. Let's try this one because I'm more excited over the other one. So the Dunkin' ones, they kind of look like little donuts. And they got a chocolatey filling. Put that in the trash can.
It smells like food.
Duh. What do you want it to smell like?
No idea.
Sewage?
Probably. It
Weirdo.
depends.
It's chocolate. It's supposed to smell like food. Not bad.
Yeah.
It's a nice creamy milk chocolate. And the filling is a little bit darker. Really creamy. Smooth. Kind of reminds me of, I don't know, I guess it's like a chocolate ganache. Or a really, really good chocolate frosting. Okay, so this is one serving per container. 220 calories per serving. So that means we just ate 110 calories apiece.
Huh.
Wow. Total carbs 22%, or 22 grams, 8% daily value. Dietary fiber 1 gram. Total sugars 20 grams. 17 of that is added sugar for 34% of your daily value. It's got 2 grams of protein. It's got 170 milligrams of potassium. Yeah, what does that say? It's got some iron in it. But the way this tore, Does it say 4.1 milligrams or 41 milligrams? It looks like 4.1. 70 milligrams of calcium. It's low in cholesterol. I can go in the trash. Please. Well, you to you too. Okay, now this one is 2 servings per bar. So serving size is half a bar. 150 calories per serving. 2 grams of protein. 46 grams of calcium. 1 milligram of iron. Or 46 milligrams, not grams. Good God, I'm tired. 2 grams protein. 46 milligrams calcium. 1 milligram iron. 75 milligrams potassium. Don't even want to talk about... Well, it's less sugar than the other one. So that's what it looks like. Got little H's in the middle of each segment. Dude, relax. Be a calm kitty. Well, I can see part of the cookie bits. That looks like it might be a peanut. I don't know if that's a piece of the brittle or if that's a piece of pretzel. It's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
everything in it goes with chocolate.
Yeah.
Seriously. Manners, child.
Yeah.
You got the sweet and salty thing going on.
Yeah.
And that's probably partially because of the pretzel.
Mm.
I don't see anything that looks like marshmallow. I mean, it says it's a dry marshmallow, so I'm guessing it like Lucky Charms
Probably,
type.
yeah. Yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of the Hershey Symphony bar that's got the almonds and the toffee because it's got all the mix-ins in there. And I mean, there's a lot of, I don't know how well you can tell, there's a lot of stuff in that. It's very, very sweet. That's probably because of the peanut brittle and the marshmallow and
Yeah.
the cookie, and because it seems sweeter than just a standard piece of milk chocolate, a plain piece. Because it's got all that other stuff in there. It's definitely bringing out the sweetness. So it definitely has the sweet and salty thing happening.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. I don't think I would want a whole bar.
Yeah.
So making it half a bar as a serving, that works for this particular one
Yeah.
because it is so sweet. You'll be bouncing off the wall. You're already bouncing. But if you're somebody who's susceptible to sugar, you'll be
Yeah.
bouncing off the walls after this. God, I'll
Yeah.
probably be awake the rest of the night.
Yeah, probably.
Either that or I'll crash as soon as I lay down.
Yeah.
It's finally cooling down outside, I guess. It says it's
Uh-huh.
down to 73 degrees.
Yeah, not bad.
We did have a brief thunderstorm as I was finishing the snack crate right before you came down.
Huh.
There was a little bit of a thunderstorm. Anyway, that's what we have for this video. I think we're going to keep this one short and sweet because that other one was over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so which sauce do you prefer?
Yeah, probably the ketchup one, honestly.
Oh, you do love your ketchup.
Yeah.
What about the candy bars? The
Yeah.
donut one or the midnight snack?
Yeah, probably the donut one. It's simple, normal.
It is a lot simpler than midnight snack. There's a lot going on. And I'm the exact opposite. I like the complexity of the midnight snack one, and I like the Chipotle barbecue a little bit better. I just don't think I'll be able to eat a whole lot of it all at once,
Yeah.
just for the heat factor. It's
Yeah.
not like super spicy, but it's enough that since I have trouble with spices now, yay, thank you, getting older.
Old geezer issues. Just unable to eat anything spicy.
Getting to where anything sets me off anymore. Doesn't
Yeah.
have to be spicy.
Yeah.
I mean, last night I had, it was one of those healthy choice cafe steamer things, and it was the most bland one I've ever had. It's also probably my second favorite. It is a honey glazed turkey and potatoes. It's got sweet potato, white potato, green beans, and a few little cranberry bits, and turkey. And then this honey and black pepper glaze. Very bland. I had to add black pepper to it because, I mean, the potatoes, the sweet potatoes, and the green beans are all more or less flavorless. It's just the nature of those particular veggies. And the turkey doesn't have a strong flavor either. So you got to make sure everything gets glaze on it, and you got to add a little bit of pepper because the only thing that really has flavor is the glaze and the cranberry. And they only put a couple pieces of cranberry in there. So I thought I had some issues the night before when I had a barbecued steak and potato one, which I mean, I get the same couple every week. I think there's 5 different ones. There's like 6 at the store carries, and the one made me mad because I had to throw away about a third of it because it was um, peppers and onions, and I don't like peppers and onions.
Yeah.
And that was the sweet and sour chicken one, so I don't get that one anymore because when you're throwing away half or a third of it, what's the point? I
Yeah.
mean, you're already eating 2 of them because they're small. And then when you throw away a third, no, that's not worth it. So I don't get that one anymore, but I get the others like the beef teriyaki and the General Tso's chicken and the marinara parmesan chicken thing, and then the turkey one and the barbecued one. it's the barbecue one set my stomach off something fierce. I was running back and forth to the bathroom so many times, and I thought, no, we'll have something simple. The bland one set me off. I didn't add that much pepper. I mean, just a little sprinkle, less than I normally put on something, and it set me off last night. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm getting to where I can't eat anything. That's not good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it'll help me lose a little weight, but I don't want to lose it that way.
Yeah.
I want to be able to enjoy food.
Yeah.
So I will, if I can find it, take my acid reflux pill before I go to bed. Probably should have taken it before I ate, but I wasn't sure how spicy it would be. Anyway, I do like the flavor of the black cherry and chipotle together. And this is how heat should be.
Mm.
Don't just put hot and call that a flavor. That's not a flavor. That's a spice level. This has some heat to it, but it also has a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
That's the difference. If it make it a flavor, it can be spicy. It can be hot. But hot is not the flavor. Hear me, Frito Lay? Flamin' hot is not a flavor.
Ha.
Cheese is a flavor.
Yeah.
Cheetos, cheese, okay. Flamin' hot, not a flavor. Now, Cheetos Mexican street corn, those are good. They got a little kick to them. They're not overly spicy, but they're really good. Takes me forever to get through a bag.
Yeah.
Um, I finally finished the one bag. It only took me 2 months, something like that. I don't know how I lasted so long with them,
Yeah.
but there you got subtle heat, but you've got all these other flavors going on, and it's really good. Flaming hot, it's just hot to be hot.
Yeah.
There's no flavor there. So I don't know. I don't know why they think putting the word hot counts as a flavor. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And as I have said multiple times, I will die on that hill because it's not a frickin' flavor. Anyway, enough about that rant. Um, goodness gracious, almost 9 o'clock. No wonder I'm so tired.
Yeah.
We're at 23 hours almost.
Yeah.
I have a lack of sleep schedule, much like my client.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, that's funny. There's two stickers I took off with things and stuck to the table. Made the MasterCard symbol.
Huh.
There's a red and a yellow.
Huh.
Didn't even notice when I was putting them down there that that's what it was doing. Okay, so anyway, let's wrap this up. Remember to do all the YouTubey things. Comment, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell icon to be notified of future uploads should the YouTube gods deem it worthy. And we will see you in the next video, whatever it may be. It might be taste tests. It might be, well, probably some form of taste test. It might be the Universal Yum Box because it's on the way.
Yeah, maybe.
I got a thing saying it was shipped, so
Yeah.
um, I don't know. We've got a bunch of things gathered that we need to try.
And
We
then
just
we
never have time.
and then we keep going places like Walmart. And if we end up somehow going to Parkersburg, there might be some things there that are different than everywhere else.
Yeah. Well, all
So
the Walmarts have different things.
yeah, it's like every
You would think
dollar.
they'd all pretty much be standard, but no.
It's like every dollar store, Big Lots, or Goodwill. Everything there is different, no matter where you go. You know what one store may carry, the other one might
Well,
not.
Goodwill's because it's donation
Yeah.
primarily.
So every yard sale, thrift store type place.
That's all going to be different. You're
Yeah.
never going to have the same thing at all the things.
Yeah.
But then you have like Dollar Tree,
Yeah.
where you never know what you're going to find,
Yeah.
and all the Dollar Trees are different.
It's kind of the same thing, more or less, with Five Below, even though Five Below is more standard. Because I've been to some Five Belows where they actually sell video games.
Hmm.
And then other ones, I'm like, okay, this is where the games are, but there's no games here. So some of them sell different things. Although, from what I have seen, most, if not all, the shirts that they have are more or less the same.
Every time I see shirts listed on my Facebook at Five Below, and I click on it, they never have your size. It's always sold out.
Yeah.
There's a My Little Pony one they keep showing me,
Hmm.
and they have never had it in your size. Every time I've ever clicked through, they've never had it. And then they had something called Teddy Bears.
Hmm.
And they're so cute. They're like little blind bag things, and they're these like zombie teddy bears
Huh.
or something to that effect. And I wanted to get some, but you can't order them online. You
Huh.
have to go to the store to get them.
Hmm.
Well, by the time I would get my butt over to that store, they're not going to have them anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's just, they probably get one box per store.
Yeah.
Somebody who's a collector is going to grab that box and run off.
Yep.
And then people like me who just want to get a couple of them because they think they're cute can't.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the collectible stuff.
Yeah. And I have
Anyway.
seen like some Five Belows. I guess they have like in the video game section, they have games like Legend of Zelda and Animal Crossing for the 3DS.
Hmm.
So Zelda in itself is one of those games that's just like Mario. You put that name there, it's going to explode. The value will go up, not down ever. Animal Crossing, maybe.
Nintendo games have a tendency to hold their value.
Yeah. But then again, most of the Nintendo games are good anyway, so then again, I wouldn't really pay $100 for a copy of Thousand Year Door. Then again, most likely it's either going to be 60 or 70 for the Switch game that's coming out this month, the remaster remake of Thousand Year Door. So maybe the price for the original GameCube game might go down. But
Doubtful.
yeah, it'll probably only go up.
Collectors.
Yeah, because that's the thing.
Well, like the Mario Party games.
Yeah,
Never come down in price.
yep. You're lucky to get them at the price that you do.
Because, like, I was looking at one of them, and it was still, like, new price,
Yeah,
and it was a used copy,
yep,
and we were, like, 2 or 3 versions past it.
yep.
And I'm like, why didn't this come down when you released these new ones?
Yeah, and the same. Here's another thing. For as many copies of Wii Sports that exist, the price is still high. 40, 50, sometimes 60, sometimes 100
And
for
that came with the dang Wii.
yeah. And I'm like, damn people, I get it. Everybody likes Wii Sports, everybody's, nostalgic for that game. But really, that price for a tech demo, at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a tech demo to showcase the motion controls of the Wii as the whole selling point of the console. So, $100 for that.
That's stupid.
And I've seen some like Wii Fit or Wii Play or Wii everything. Anything that says the word Wii on there. Because it's Nintendo, because it's first party, they're going insane. And so when I see things at thrift stores or yard sales like at Reiko, where I saw Wii Fit and Wii Play, I'm like, yes. Obviously, get them while you can. Because, yeah. And I guarantee you, some of the games that I also got that weren't Wii, that were like, I don't know, like Jeopardy or uh, like new Carnival games. Basically, all those games, I would have ended up paying more if I went through eBay or Amazon because of the shipping alone. But
Yeah.
also, some of the games They're like $3 or $4 by themselves. No shipping, no handling, no nothing. Just $4 or $5 per game.
Where they would have been $20 or less, brand new in the store.
Yeah, and a lot of the games, from what I've seen and heard, are more or less shovelware. So I'm like, well, those kind of games you'd pay less than $1 for anyway. But then again, there were some pretty good. I've heard like Endless Ocean or whatever. I guess they just made a new game of
Hmm.
Endless Ocean for the Switch, and I'm like, hmm. And
I've
I
never
think
heard
it's
of it.
and I think it's a first party because I've only heard it on Nintendo, and
Hmm.
it says Nintendo on the thing. So I would assume that Nintendo published and made the game themselves, much like Zelda, Mario, Pokemon, whatever. But I don't know. So if that is the case, that's another game that's probably going to be boosted in value if I went to look for it on eBay, just because it has Nintendo on it and because Nintendo made the game. Eh, game collecting is a pain in the ass. You have to always look for good deals, and sometimes good deals never exist. Get them while you can because the prices will always go up. So, and it mostly goes toward GameCube as well. Like, GameCube is one of those. You can have the same exact game on multiple consoles, but the GameCube version will be the most expensive. PS2 or the original Xbox, it depends. I've heard that PS2 is really easy to collect for because they're so cheap. Even the more expensive titles are 20, 30, sometimes 40.
The problem with the PS2 is it was designed to break.
Yeah,
It was designed to be a disposable system.
yeah,
And a lot of times, if because you're supposed to be able to play like DVDs in it, a lot of times if you tried to play a DVD, it would do something to misalign the laser.
yep,
So then when you tried to go back to games, it didn't want to work right.
yeah,
And it had a limited shelf life. I mean,
yeah,
Sony knew what they were doing.
yep. Although the games that were there for the console were some of the best.
They had some good games. They had really good games.
Max Payne, Devil May Cry, those Katamari. The game I've been playing a lot, Persona 3, got its start on the PS2, and that's one of the best Persona games out there. And a bunch of other games. I think that's where, well, yeah, DDR happened on PS1, but they had a lot of games for the PS2, and that's how I played DDR
Hmm.
because I even had that in gym class. And oddly, I was the only one that ever played that in
Hmm.
gym class. Everybody else was doing track, just running around or doing everything else, and I'm just like, I'll play video games.
Hmm.
And then next year, when I went to Eastern, I played DDR in music class, and I played Wii Sports in Wii Sports Resort and gym class in the same week. And then I'd go home and play the same games because you know what? Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort are those kind of games that never get old, no matter how many times you play them, because they're so good and you know just awesome.
Well, Wii Sports, they were getting senior citizens, like retirement centers and things,
Yeah.
getting the senior citizens playing, and it was a way to get them active.
Yep.
The ones that maybe were in a wheelchair could still be active because they
Yeah.
could work with their upper body
Yep.
if in case for whatever reason they couldn't work their legs.
Yeah.
And I think that's fantastic.
And I think
So all these senior citizens became video gamers.
yeah.
I think it's funny, but
I mean
I
that's
also think it's fantastic because
yeah.
it
I mean
was a
that's
good
the
use.
thing. I mean these companies like Microsoft, Nintendo, I love them, but I hate them. I love them because they come up with great ideas for games or they like for Xbox. What they try to do is more or less make it for everybody. You have a disability, no problem. You can still play on the Xbox because
They
they
have designed controls for
yep,
people with various disabilities.
yep.
so that like if you can't use your hands to control a controller, but you can use your feet, they
Yeah.
have designed controllers that you can work with your feet.
Yeah.
They have designed controllers that you can like work with your eyes, and
Yep.
I mean it's amazing the stuff they've come up with.
Yep.
And yeah, it's all about inclusivity and
Yep.
making it accessible because you have a large population that may have some reason why they can't play with the standard controller.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that they've come up with all these innovations.
Yeah.
I'm sure they cost a pretty penny, but
Yeah. And that's the
unfortunately, adaptive equipment is expensive.
yeah. And like that's the thing. They're all coming up with good games and good ideas for everybody to play. But their business practices and their views on preservation, nah. Like Nintendo is trying to shut down every emulator known to man that involves them. And I'm just like, really? How else are you supposed to play a bunch of these old GameCube games that you never re release? NES games, SNES, N64, games that never get re released because either the companies went down or you just didn't think that they sold enough, so you're like, nah, no one's gonna buy this particular game ever. You know, it was stuck on this one console. There you go. Meanwhile, a bunch of us are still playing games from NES and SNES and N64 that are actually pretty good that never got re released. And that's the problem with every manufacturer. Sony does that, Microsoft does that, Nintendo does that. Even those compilations like Atari or Sega, when they have compilations of their older games, they don't include all the classics. It's always just the same ones.
Yeah, they never put ET on the Atari one.
Yeah, and even as bad as everybody says it is,
It's not as bad as everybody says.
yeah,
Especially when you take into consideration they gave the guy, what, 6 weeks to design a game
yeah,
before publishment
yeah,
because they wanted to rush it and get it out before Christmas.
yeah. But you'd think the fact that everybody talks about ET, they would have put that there, even if it is as just like a joke game to put in that compilation. Like, oh yeah, here's ET. We got Pong, we got Space Invaders, we got all the other classic Atari games that everybody knows and loves. And there's ET, just because. But like, at least put that game there, or like Sonic games a lot of times don't get re-released unless it's the original ones. I never see re-releases of
I'd
on
like to see Sega do a James Pond collection.
yeah,
Because those games were fun.
yeah,
And I say James Pond, and people are like, what?
yeah, it's one of the more lesser known titles.
But they were so much fun.
Yeah,
I had at least two of them, I think.
yeah. And then they made
Ugh,
the horrible Jurassic Park game that you never could figure out where to go.
that one needs to burn.
Yeah. And I guess somebody
I hated that game with a
I guess
passion.
I don't know if it was last year or so. Like someone made a more or less collection of all the older Jurassic Park games, and that was one of them. Basically, I think they had the one for the Game Boy, they had one for the Genesis, and they had a couple of other ones, and they put them all into one compilation, collection, whatever. And you could,
God, that Genesis one, you just could not get past.
yeah. I even tried playing it a couple like year or two
It
ago, and
was
I
awful.
still couldn't figure out where to go. I'm like, how does anybody figure this
I
out?
was mad that I spent the money to buy it because
Yeah,
it was unplayable.
yeah, and that's a problem
And
with
see,
some.
I think the first James Pond one I got was if you sent in a form, you could check one of the games. They gave you like four options or something. You could check one to get a free game
Hmm,
if you bought like three games or something.
hmm,
And I think that's how I got the one.
hmm.
The other one I could never figure out was Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah, I
The copy
never.
I had of that, we could never get it to work right.
Yeah, I could never figure that one out
I was
either.
like, what's the point of this game? It doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
But then I've seen like playthroughs on YouTube and it looks like a fun game. But I
yeah,
could never get our copy to work.
yeah.
But what did I get when I got my Genesis? It came with a Sonic game,
Yeah.
and I bought Mortal Kombat
Yeah. The good one because that still had the blood in it. Yeah, you had to put a
and
code in to store blood.
Jurassic Park
Yeah.
and something. Whatever it was to get my 3 games so I could get my free game.
Yeah.
And I can't think of what it was. Splatterhouse?
Maybe because I remember there was
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
one of those two. I definitely remember a
I
Splatterhouse.
had both of those.
Yeah.
I think it was one of those.
Yeah. I don't know.
Whichever one it was I bought, then I got my James Pond game, and then I ended up buying some long time after that used.
Yeah.
And Echo the Dolphin was a used one, so maybe it was corrupted or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But the Genesis didn't work anymore anyway, or it
Yeah.
doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
I have no idea where the Atari disappeared to,
Yeah.
but I had a ton of games for it.
Some are.
And some of them are actually worth something.
Yeah.
Even without boxes or manuals or anything, just the cartridge is worth
Yeah.
a pretty penny. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Last time I saw it was up in the office.
Yeah, it probably still is.
But man, we had a ton of games for that.
Yeah.
Because as the price came down when the new systems were coming out,
Yep.
we were picking them up for next to nothing.
Yep.
And then, of course, garage sales and stuff.
Yeah.
And we got ET when it first came out, and I played it a lot.
Yeah. You weren't one of those people that
I liked it.
Yeah, you weren't one of those people that put it in the landfill.
No, my copy did not go to the landfill. It's around somewhere.
Yeah.
Wherever the game system is, the game's probably with it.
Yeah.
But like we had the Chuck Wagon game, which we saved the points off of dog food bags and redeemed them for the Chuck Wagon game, which was stupid and terrible.
Yeah.
But we had it. We saved the Kool-Aid points back when they put them on the packaging. We saved a bunch of Kool-Aid points and had enough that we got the Kool-Aid Man game. I mean, we
Yeah.
got a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
We had a couple games that never seemed to really work.
Mm.
And one of them, people kept saying, "Oh, it's such a great game," and I'm like, "I can't get it to do anything."
Yeah.
So I may have gotten a bad copy. I don't know. We could never figure out what it was really supposed to do. But we had a lot of games we really loved.
Yeah.
Like Ms. Pac-Man was fantastic.
Mm.
Space Invaders was fantastic.
Yeah, that's the last one.
We had a pinball game that was really, really good. We had at least two different pinball games, and the one was kind of crap, and the other one was really good. And we all, our family, we all had a game that we liked. Like, mom was really good. She loved pinball, and she loved Space Invaders. And then dad would play Missile Command with me.
Mm.
I mean, Papa played video games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And mom didn't like Missile Command. I think part of it was the flashing lights. I think that bothered her.
Yeah, I can't really blame her there.
Which, yeah, it kind of bothered me too.
Yeah.
I liked Asteroids. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Except if you bump the joystick a
Only-
certain way, you were screwed.
Yeah. Just stay in one spot if you can.
Yes, stay put if you can. I liked Centipede. That was a good one. The classic arcade games.
Yeah.
There was some really good stuff on the Atari.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling a lot of the people who watch my channel are of similar age and may remember some of these games.
Yeah.
There was some good stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. They don't really make games like they used to anymore. I mean, yeah, graphics have improved, but
Oh, another one I played a lot was Haunted House, and it was a terrible game.
yeah, it was
It really was. But I played it a lot.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
we got, I was in college down in Savannah and I found a copy of Circus Atari, brand new in the box at a store for like 99 cents. So we bought it.
Yeah,
Everybody would come and hang out and we'd play video games.
I mean, 99 cents for any game's not bad, even if it's garbage, because, hey, it's less than $1, so.
It was cheap entertainment.
Yeah,
And I had a TV that we had to keep the volume turned off because it was old and the volume control was screwed up. So we always had to keep it on mute because if we tried to have the sound on, it'd get real quiet and it'd get real loud and then it'd get real quiet and then it'd get real loud. And it was always changing volume. I mean, sometimes it would get so loud it was like blasting you out of the room. So we just kept it on mute, made up our own. We'd listen to music or something, made up our own sound effects.
yeah,
Oh, we had a good time. And yeah, that old Atari 2600, man, it went through a lot.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of old consoles, even the very first few consoles ever made, like on the production lines, they still work. So that even the earliest of the early Atari consoles that were, shipped to stores and whatever, yeah,
Yeah, because last time I saw it, that Atari still worked.
yeah. And then like consoles nowadays, TVs nowadays, they don't even last a decade.
Yeah, everything's designed to break anymore.
Yeah,
But
and
technology is moving so fast
yeah,
that by the time you get it home, you're so far behind.
yeah. And I'm already behind on the whole PlayStation thing.
Mm.
I mean, I had the PS3 for the longest time until I got a PS4. I only got the PS4 when the PS5 came out. And something tells me whenever the PS6 comes out or whenever the newer model of the PS5 comes out, I'll get the original PS5 because I'm like, damn it, I can never keep up with all these consoles. I barely keep up with the older ones.
The problem with all the new consoles coming out
Everything's all digital.
is you have to go and buy all the dang games again
Yep,
because they don't like to make them
backwards
backwards
compatible.
compatible.
Yeah, I heard that the PS5 is actually backwards compatible with 4, so all the games I have for it will still work. But the thing is, I wouldn't have any PS5 games.
I still think Nintendo needs to do a
A universal game console.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I
that
think.
that does all Nintendo games.
Yep, NES, SNES, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, every single. It would be pricey as all hell, but it would be worth it because you could play every
Because
single.
all everything you've got already would work
Yeah,
and not run on emulators. You would have the actual physical media.
yeah, and a lot of people for like the old games on like N64 or GameCube, they'd have memory cards for those.
Well, you'd have memory card slots for the different memory cards,
Yep,
and you'd have, a GameCube
yep,
spot and a Wii spot, and a Switch spot, and
yeah, and that's the thing. Like a lot of people would definitely buy that one.
heck yeah.
I mean, I would. I don't even have any money. But yeah, the thing is, a lot of people would buy these things, but Nintendo isn't doing anything about it. Sega's not doing anything because they could also do one for all the Sega games. Microsoft can do,
Yeah, Genesis and Dreamcast and
yeah, Saturn and everything.
Saturn
Sony
and
can do that with the PlayStation. And PS1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Vita, Portable, whatever other Sony
thing
products they've
is,
done.
PlayStation is just a matter of
Yeah.
programming
Yeah, you can program all the
because
discs.
all the discs are essentially the same.
Yeah.
It's just as the system gets better, then the programming changes.
Yeah.
So they would have to have a way for it to be able to read multiple
Yeah.
versions of a program. They
Yeah.
could make it with just one slot
Yep.
and then have like the
Uh
PS Vita or whatever.
yeah.
Well, even that's a disc.
The
isn't it?
Vita's a more cartridge
No,
based.
PSP's the one
Yeah,
with the disc, the
PSP's the
UMDs.
yeah. Still want
So
one of
okay, so
those.
you got a slot for the Vita cartridge things, and then the PSP disc would still go in the regular disc slot.
Yeah,
It's just a smaller disc.
yeah,
You'd have to have it so that it opened and not just slide the disc in,
yeah,
so that you could set it down in the player,
yeah,
or the tray slides out and you put it down, whatever. You
yeah,
would have to have a way that you could put it in and not just stick a disc in a slot. It would have to
yeah.
sit in a tray or something.
And the only problem I could think of with a lot of these is that with all this, when it comes to physical games, like they'd have to check each and every game to make sure that it works so that they could be like, yeah, every single game works for every platform. And there's a lot of games sold on the PS2 alone, but when you put in 1, 3, 4, and 5, because even emulation, because some people talk about emulation for like, or backwards compatibility for certain consoles. Not every game is backwards compatible with, like, for the Xbox, and the ones that are, sometimes they have issues that wouldn't be present in the original build,
Mm.
like playing a PS2 game in a PS3 or PS4.
It would take some doing, but it could be done.
Yeah, and people would definitely buy that.
Oh yeah.
I would.
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing. All these people are missing out on money. I mean, I understand Nintendo's going crazy with the idea of the Switch 2. But at the end of the day, it's still a Switch.
So what is Switch 2 supposed to be that it's so much better than a regular Switch?
No idea. I've never heard a lot outside of the name.
All I've heard is a name.
Yeah. I think more or less it's still a concept for like what Nintendo wants to do. But I'm like, you've already got a successful console, the Switch. Still keep I don't care how old it is. Keep working on that. Like keep making games for it. Keep supporting it. Keep doing this and that, adding things to Nintendo Switch Online. Don't just make a new console because you're still going to get the money anyway from the games, and some people are still buying the Switch brand new.
It's gonna have to have something really special to make me spend another $300 on a
Yeah,
system
because that's the thing.
or more.
I mean, Nintendo did the exact same thing with the 3DS. You had the 3DS, you had the 3DS XL, you had the 2DS, 2DS XL, and then
Well, they
these,
started with the DS and the DS
yeah,
XL.
yeah, DS, DS Lite. There was the original DS, then the DS Lite, DSi, DSi XL, 3DS, 3DS XL, 2DS, 2DS XL, and then these psychopaths decided it would be a good idea to go back to the 3DS, but call it the new Nintendo 3DS and the new Nintendo 3DS XL, which they only had 5 or 6 new games solely made for that console that do not work on the original build. So you're better off buying the new 3DS because you have 5 or 6 more games you can play on it that don't work on the original. Minecraft is one of those games that don't
Well, it's like
work.
I kept asking them, what was the point of having the 3DS
Yeah,
if you could turn the 3D off
yeah,
and it's essentially just a DS?
yeah. And when you get a 2DS, it's the same thing. Because 2DS, they got rid of the 3D function altogether, and it's still a
So what was
3DS.
the difference between a 2DS and a DS?
Exactly. They would say,
Ugh,
oh, the
stupid.
the fact that you can play 3DS games on it. But yeah,
But you
but
could play them on a 3DS and turn the 3D off.
yeah, it
You didn't
doesn't.
need to create a new console
Yeah, and the
just
thing is,
to have the function turned off.
yeah, and not every game supported the 3D function either. Like, even some of the more
I
first
was like,
party
I
games.
didn't like the 3DS because I got headaches from the 3D function.
Yeah,
So if I ever played it, I had to turn it off.
yeah, I always,
So I never bought myself a DS. I kept my SP and played that,
yeah,
which. Last time I saw it was in the dresser upstairs, unless you took it.
It's probably in my room right now in my collection of consoles just on a shelf. That's what I do with most
It
of them
was a
now.
limited edition
Yeah.
back when they did those things.
Yeah, that's another thing I wish they bring back more of is like unique looking consoles because the N64 had what was it? More of a see-through console with different
Mm.
colors. And I'm just like, damn, we
Dude,
don't
do you
have that.
realize we're almost at an hour now?
God damn.
And the bulk of it has been you ranting about video games? Because I was ready to end the video like half an hour ago.
Yeah, sounds about right.
After we tasted the things we were going to taste.
Yeah, that's another thing about video games. There's so much to talk about.
They get you all riled up.
Yep. And people are insane. Then again, most of this stems from Twitter anyway, so they're a special kind of dumb. All right, so
Please do not alienate all of my subscribers because I'm sure there are some who still like Twitter.
and they're crazy because it's
I never
literally
really got all that involved in Twitter, but I
yeah
have it for various
yeah.
stuff.
I very rarely ever use Twitter. Every time I seem to go on Twitter, it's just nothing but a
They tried to
cesspool.
suspend me
Yeah,
because I was using it to promote contests. Well, that was part of the function of the contest.
and that was
Was to send a
yeah
tweet out about it. And they were like, "Well, you're not using it for its intended purpose." And I'm like,
there is no
ranting at people?
calling everybody slurs. I
I
mean, that's
mean,
all Twitter is.
Twitter is a woo,
It's worse than Facebook, and
it's
not
scary.
it.
Facebook's bad enough.
Yeah,
I mean, taking down a post that I posted of a recipe in a recipe group because I don't remember what their terminology was, but
yeah,
like, what? It's a recipe that was in my feed and I shared it to a recipe group that I'm in.
yeah.
How is that against terms of service or posting
Oh,
something that,
yeah,
had I don't know, content that unacceptable.
yeah.
I think it was unacceptable content. And I'm like, it's a recipe. That was in my feed.
Yeah. That's another thing that I don't understand. It's like they allow the person that originally posted the thing
To
to keep,
post. To
yeah,
leave it up.
but I share it and I'm the
And you're the one who
one,
gets in trouble.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, that makes no sense because you kept the
Oh,
original
it's a
post up.
picture of a cat. Shame
Yeah,
on you.
yeah. That's one thing I find hilarious, though. They're willing to block people or ban people for cat photos, which is what the internet is mostly known for. Just cat photos all over the damn place. But they literally have people scamming other people. I mean, literally, all these people are like, oh, click here,
We're
and
getting attacked all the time for stuff.
yeah. And then, like, there are people that literally have porn on their profiles as their profile picture or as their cover photo, or that's all they ever post. Oh, go to my hot, sexy webcam, whatever. And I'm like, really? You're allowing this? But a picture of a cat or a video of a cat is too much. What kind of sense does that make?
Posting a recipe in a recipe group. Nope, can't do that.
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't
it's
know.
yeah,
Their
but
bots are messed up.
yeah, and that's the problem with YouTube and everything like YouTube, Twitter. Their bots are just
Yeah, all the social media stuff, and people want to control everything.
yep, and that's what I hate. I'm back when the internet was first a thing. It was just that. People could say and do whatever they wanted. No control from the government or corporations. Now it's all corporate. Now it's all government. Now it's all everything. We want to control you. We want to control your life, everything you do.
We don't want you to have a brain. We don't want you to think for yourself.
Yep,
If we don't agree with such and such thing, then we're not going to let you think about it. We're not going to let you know that that's a possibility.
yep,
We're going to block it.
yep. We're going to ban you, or we're going to basically beat you to death.
We're going to censor the crap out of it.
Yep. Or we're going to make it so the algorithm doesn't favor you because you said something we didn't like. We'll let you keep it up, but no one's going to see it because we decided no. Not even your followers are going to see it. Not even the people who watch or subscribe to you are going to see this
Well,
because
I'd
we're
like
going
to
to.
know why. Okay, so this is an algorithm thing with YouTube, I'm sure.
Oh
But
boy.
why does it not show me things from people I'm subscribed to that I actively want to see?
Yeah.
And they will hide these people from me for 6 months to a year. And then
Yeah.
suddenly one of their videos will pop up. And if I watch that video, then I get a whole bunch of them in my feed.
Huh.
Why weren't they there the whole time?
Yeah.
Like, PewDiePie disappeared out of my feed for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And then suddenly one pops up randomly. I watched it and now every so often I get one. But I think he's posting a little less now, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know. Jacksepticeye. Again,
Yeah.
he disappeared out of my feed for a while. And I thought, well, he's been known to take breaks and things, so maybe he was on a break. And
Nah.
then he pops up and I watch a video and then a whole bunch of them show up. I haven't seen a Markiplier video in quite some time.
Yeah.
One popped up the other day, but he was playing a video game and I was like, I don't really want to watch that.
Yeah, unless you're actively searching for the content,
But
you're not going to find it.
I mean, I have like bookish people that I loved to follow, and their stuff's not showing up at all. I
Yeah.
mean, somebody I was watching every single day disappeared out of my feed.
Yeah.
I haven't hunted them down. I'm sure she's still posting stuff,
Yeah.
but why were they suddenly taken out of my feed?
No idea.
And yet I watch one true crime video and everything's true crime.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can watch because that's the only thing they're feeding me. No, I just wanted to watch this one video.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I want to watch every video ever made on that particular topic.
Yeah.
I want some of the things that I'm actually subscribed to. Where do they keep going? And why do they take it upon themselves to unsubscribe me from people?
Oh, I hate that shit. I would be at like 1,500 or wait, no. I probably had 2,000
Well,
by
I
now.
had people unsubscribed from my channel and it was YouTube unsubscribed them. It wasn't
Yeah.
them unsubscribing.
And they've had this issue for years. They've always had this
But
issue
somebody was
where
explaining it that if they think that you're just subscribing to channels to be subscribing to them and not actively watching them, then they tend to unsubscribe you from them.
yeah.
Well, what if I subscribe to it and don't have time to watch a video right that minute,
Yeah.
but I'm subscribing to them so I could go back and find them easier?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to watch such and such video by this person. But then they randomly decide to unsubscribe me before I can get back to it.
Yeah.
I mean, why do they think
Yeah.
I want to unsubscribe if I can't watch it right that second?
Yeah. It makes no
Makes
sense.
no sense.
Yeah, nothing about social media makes sense.
I mean, if I personally click subscribe, then that means at some point I want to watch that content. Now, I'm subscribed to people that don't have any content up, and it
Yeah.
leaves those subscribed. But people who have content, if I subscribe to them and don't watch a video right away,
Yeah.
I get randomly unsubscribed.
Yeah.
But then at one point, there was one I was watching like every day, and they unsubscribed me from them.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm actively participating. Why am I unsubscribed?
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
Because I noticed that suddenly they stopped showing up in my feed, and I looked them up, and I wasn't subscribed anymore. And I'm like, what the heck happened?
Yeah. And even when you click the bell icon, it doesn't do anything.
No, you
It's
don't get
just it's
notified.
just there.
They tell you get notified.
Nope.
You don't get notified. That's why I say, if the YouTube gods deem it worthy, you might get notified.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
then
that's,
again, it may be like my experience, and half the time you don't.
yeah,
Because the majority of things I have subscribed to, I have clicked the bell icon,
yeah,
and they don't show up in my feed.
yeah. I mean, some people I have to actively look up because I'm like,
I have
okay,
only ever actively unsubscribed from one person,
oh boy.
Jake Monroe.
Oh, that asshole.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
see, I liked watching him, but when he did what he did to Toxic Tears,
yeah,
he lost a lot of subscribers
as
over
he
that
should. He deserves
because a lot
worse.
of people sided with Toxic Tears over that whole issue. Whew,
Yeah,
that was a mess. But
yeah,
see, there again, she's one that I was actively watching every video that she put out, and then suddenly I was unsubscribed.
yeah,
And I'm like, what the heck? What just happened here? And I
yeah,
had to actively hunt her down and resubscribe.
yeah,
And I'm like, well, that was stupid, especially when I'm watching all the time.
yep,
And resubscribe, ring that damn bell icon again.
yep,
And now I only get every so often.
yeah,
Every so often one pops up. But then she's not real consistent uploading at the moment.
yeah.
And she's looking for a new place to live
Mm.
because the landlord is about to like mega increase her rent.
Oh God.
After she put all this time and money and effort into fixing the place up, now they're going to jump the rent and so that she has to leave.
That's
I said
stupid.
that's rude and stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, like we can get this much more money for this apartment or whatever,
So, but what about the people actually
but
living
I'm
there?
already here.
Yeah.
And it was like a month before she was supposed to sign her new lease
Oh God.
that they sprang this on her, and she's like, I gotta find a place to live.
Yeah.
It took her a long time to find that place
Yeah.
because we were on that journey.
Yep.
After
Yeah.
Jake did his ridiculousness,
Yeah.
made her homeless.
Yeah. That's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. It's like with the internet, pretty much you can say and do whatever you want. Sadly, that also means what Jake did or what other people do. And they think, oh, I have all these followers, I have all these subscribers. And the more you have, the more you can get away with, or what it seems like. Because I'm all the time seeing, like, Jake Paul doing stupid shit. He was doing something with Mike Tyson, and he brought up his dead children to kind of, you know,
Mike Tyson has said children.
I think so, or
Oh,
at least maybe one. I don't know. But
I didn't know that.
he said something to kind of piss him off, to kind of that wasn't even relevant to him or even Mike, but just to kind of piss him off. And I'm just like, why would you bring someone else's
Well,
relatives?
Jake Paul's an idiot.
Yeah, but even so, like at that point, everybody was rooting for Mike, and as I would too. I'm like, okay, first off, you want to mess with the one of the best, well-known boxers of all time. He may be old, but he's still got it.
Just wear ear protection.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I'm sure he could destroy Jake, no problem. And everybody was saying the same thing. I hope he does, because somebody needs to put him in his place. A long time ago, yeah. I mean, both the Paul brothers, even Logan. Logan isn't nearly as bad as Jake. Yeah, he's done things like the whole Suicide Forest video, and
Okay, I wasn't sure which one of the brothers that was.
yeah, because he did that video and he made a half-ass apology, then he had to redo it, which that itself is bad.
I don't buy the apology videos.
Yeah, I mean, everybody that does apology videos, they're not sorry. They're only sorry that
No,
they got caught.
exactly.
And I'm just like, there is nobody. I'm very few in this day and age that can actually form a well written response and a well written apology that I'm like, okay, maybe you deserve some second chance. Yeah, we're still pissed at what you did because you never should have done it in the first place, but this seems to be a better response than a bunch of other people have done. And then Logan Paul decided to go scam people with cryptocurrency and scam people with that. I'm just like, damn it. I thought we had something. I thought we all had an understanding that you weren't gonna do this. That you weren't gonna do something stupid. And both the brothers are idiots. And yet people still watch them. And then, like, there's a bunch of other people.
I've got comments to make, but
Oh
I'm
boy.
not making them because they're really not appropriate. It's about stupid people,
Yeah, there's a lot of stupid people.
but we're not going there.
Yeah. So that's another thing. It's like, if it's not celebrities that are trying to get canceled or people trying to cancel celebrities, it's people going after other people in video games. When Fire Emblem Engage came out, there was a character called Rosado who's basically a femboy. My all-time favorite Fire Emblem character, period, because of that. Also, he's one of the best units in the entire game. Anyways, people were going apeshit over the fact that he was femboy. They thought he was trans or he was trying to. Okay, people
Why
that.
does it matter?
Yeah, people on the trans side of things were like, "Oh, he's only faking it." They put him there, and he's not a real trans person. Blah 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 blah. The people that
But
are
he's not a real person.
exactly, and he's not trans either. Just because you're a femboy, just because you wear a skirt or whatever, doesn't mean a damn thing. And then the people who are against trans people and against the LGBT as a whole are like, oh, well, we're gonna hate him because he's trans. No, he is not, but also if he was, who cares?
I mean, he's just a video game character. Why does
Yeah,
it matter?
it's just a person in general. Real or not, the fact of the matter is, by you posting these
It's just
things,
a bunch of pixels.
yeah. But then, like, when Animal Crossing New Horizons came out, people got pissed off about the whole thing of, like, designing your character how you want. Like, the fact that you could make a male character wear a dress or something like that. And I'm like, what the hell's the problem here? You can make your character how you are, and Nintendo is trying to be more inclusive, but you idiots, you morons, you sacks of dingle dicks are not doing
Dude!
anything. You're
Dude,
not
this is a family friendly channel. Chill.
you.
You don't need to talk about your bags of whatever it was.
But yeah, people, they get so offended over everything. Like when I forgot what game, like Starfield, that one. Some guy went on a mega insanity rant about pronouns because in the game your character can go by they them. And people just lost it. And I'm like,
They better not read the Becky Chambers books.
oh boy.
Because there's one of them, they don't even go they them. It's XE.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I don't even know how you pronounce that.
Yeah.
Z?
No idea.
Because in that alien culture, they didn't have male and female.
Yeah.
So it was XE. These people would have hemorrhage if they read that. I thought they were very good books. And there's a lot of LGBT blah 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 representation.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go through the whole alphabet. All the letters are in there.
Yeah.
Pick whichever letter you want.
But yeah, it was mostly people on Twitter that were that way. And I'm just like, this is why not only do people view Twitter as a joke of a site, but also why nobody likes you. Because you allow all this. You allow people to be racist and transphobic and homophobic and every phobic known to man, and you don't do anything to stop that. I mean, it's fine to have your own opinions. It's fine to basically, freedom of speech and whatnot. But when it gets to this point, Oh, no. That you're just pushing it too far, and you should not have an account on the internet ever. I don't care who you are, I don't care what you are. You should not be allowed to say the things that you're saying on the internet, freedom of speech or not, because a lot of things should never be said, not even thought, because they can only lead to hatred. And hatred leads to
So you're
more,
pro censorship.
to a certain extent. Certain things should be censored, and certain things should not be. It depends on the context and it depends on different things. But people are insane because the way I see it, hatred leads to more hatred, violence leads to more violence. And by people posting what they're posting on Twitter, it's just turning into a bigger snowball than it needs to. And eventually that snowball will burst and everything will go to hell more than it already has. And eventually the whole world will lose what's left of their mind, assuming they ever had a mind to begin with. Because, well, in today's society, we can never think for ourselves. The government wants us to think what they want us to think. The news media, same thing. Social media, like Twitter and Facebook, it's all what they want. And we don't really seem to have freedom anymore because people are all the time saying that, oh, you're wrong. You side with us or you don't side with anybody because you're wrong on every other side.
On your opinion.
Yep.
What if your opinion's the wrong opinion?
Yeah. And this also goes more or less for, and this is one of the biggest things. A lot of people are that way about religion and and things like the government. People say, oh, Christianity is the only way. What
No, it's
about,
not.
yeah, what about for the rest of the other, religions? Personally, I don't believe in religion. That's whatever. But people say I'm wrong.
Dude, did you hear about the Methodists?
Oh, what are they doing now?
Good things. The right thing.
That's rare.
They no longer ban LGBT blah 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 people from being members of the church.
Hmm.
They no longer ban same-sex marriages
Okay.
within the church.
Hmm.
They have really revamped their whole position
Which
on
is
the whole
good.
LGBT community. And I'm just like, the more I see the headlines popping up, I'm like, yeah,
That's a good thing.
yay, Methodists, finally, you're
Yeah.
moving into the 21st century.
Yeah, because that's a lot of things. A lot of people,
Now, if we could just get everybody else to follow suit.
yeah, because a lot of people, they're still stuck in the past. They believe
Yeah,
they believe that women should cook and clean. They should only do that and make kids. They shouldn't.
women should be barefoot and pregnant.
Yep.
Bull. Bull pucky.
Yeah. And I'm just like, who cares at this point? This is the 21st century.
Women should be anywhere they want to be.
Yeah. The way I see it, either you get with the times or you become forgotten in time. No one's going to remember you. No one's going to care about you. Nobody cares about you anyway. But with all the viewpoints that you're spouting, hatred left and right and center, your misogynistic comments, your hate comments, whatever, no one's going to care. Even all your little friends that agree with you, pretty soon they're going to be dead too. So, really, would you rather die an asshole or would you rather die as someone who tried to make good in the world and tried to be more accepting of other people? Because, you know,
Based on what I have seen in the world lately, they want to die assholes.
yep, and that's a shame. I mean, the whole issue now is like Trump versus Biden. And if Trump gets in, we're gone. We're done. A lot of people hate Biden, and I understand some of the hatred from both sides.
Well,
Because even some of the Democrats hate Biden, and I'm just like,
yeah, and there's a lot of Republicans not following Trump.
yeah.
that are supporting Biden because they're
Yeah,
afraid of what will happen if Trump
I'm
gets
I'm
in.
I'm honestly shocked we haven't been annihilated because Trump went insane with Putin and Un. So either he's going to piss off North Korea or he's going to piss off Russia. Regardless, they have a lot of nukes. We have a lot of nukes, and everyone's going to be nuking each other. There will no longer be a planet. We're all going to die. Simple.
So you're
It's
a nihilist.
yeah, more or less. I mean, if you think about it,
I mean, I'm a cynic, but you're a nihilist.
I'm also a psychopath. I want it to happen because, damn it, we have been living too long. We have seen the worst of mankind that somehow seems to one up each other. And just when you think it gets worse, or it can't get worse, it gets really worse from the last time that you thought it couldn't get worse. Yay! But yeah, like society has lost their minds.
Yeah.
Everything that you say, people just go crazy over. No matter if you're right, you're wrong, there's always going to be something. And I'm just like, yeah. I mean, some people have actually been killed because of their opinions in modern day times. You thought,
Uh huh.
yeah. I mean, people that turn out to be gay or trans or whatever, if they don't kill themselves, someone will kill them because they don't believe in that. It's fine to not believe in it, but to kill somebody over it, no. Because that's, I, yeah.
Well, right now there's all these protests about Palestine and Israel.
Yeah.
I
I,
haven't been following it real close, but
yeah. I mean, for me, I don't,
have we gone back to the 60s?
at this point, yeah.
Because this is very reminiscent about the protests of the Vietnam War.
Yeah. And those protests didn't do jack shit. The thing
It got
is,
a lot of people killed.
yeah. And that's all war ever does. And for me, I think we should just let those people duke it out. Leave us out of it. Leave.
That part of the world has been at war
Exactly.
from the beginning of time.
Yeah. And we shouldn't step in. Other countries shouldn't step in.
We're not going to solve it
Yeah.
just by saying, no, 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 don't do that.
Even if we were to bomb the country to hell and nobody was left, there would still be people reforming those countries and we'd go back to that. As long as there are people that want war and want violence, there will be war.
As long as
And
there are humans, there will be violence.
yep. And this is why world peace can never be achieved. As long as there's one or two people out there that have other ideals than the majority, you're never going to get it.
As long as there's two or more people on the planet, you will
Yep.
never achieve world peace.
Yeah. And so all
That's
these,
craziness.
yeah, and all these people that are doing protests, like, what's that going to do? Oh, I don't believe that we should fight. Then don't. Who cares?
Okay, don't fight.
You know? And then you got all these people that are happy to go to war and die. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're willing to fight a war that A, can never be won, because even if it is won, it's only temporary. They'll go right back to it the next week or tomorrow or whatever. The fact is, you're dying for nothing. All the friends and family that you have, you won't get to come home except in a body bag or in the morgue. That's it. And just in the grave, no one's going to see you alive again. And some people may
You're a
want,
nihilist.
but it is kind of fun. But yeah,
I didn't realize you were so anti everything.
I'm anti human because I'm a cat. I'm anti dog because I'm a cat. I'm anti squirrel. Have you seen the squirrels outside? I know they're plotting world domination. You see their
You're
bushy tails.
anti cat.
Maybe. I'm the only cat. I'm the only one that should exist because my powers.
The most wonderful thing about Tigers is that I'm the only one.
Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm the only one.
Unless there's an alternate reality that somehow burst open and there's another version of me that came out, but only I'm a dog and not a cat. So I'd have to punch
How did I
myself.
get stuck with the cat version
I
then?
don't know. I would have to punch myself in the face and say, listen here, you stupid mutt. Cats are the supreme leaders of the world. People have been worshiping my kind since the dawn of time. You are just an afterthought. You are just a dog. Cats, on the other hand, we would do things, but we just don't care. You can't train us to do things. So, I mean, dogs are basically, if you stop and think about it, dogs are slaves to mankind because you're training dogs to obey you. You can't train a cat to do things. I mean, some you can, but most of them, they're like, yeah, no. You're a human. I'm a cat. I own you, not the other way around. Dogs, they just go with whatever. They don't care.
Dogs are pack animals. They want to be part of the group.
Yeah,
They want to be with the humans. They want to be accepted.
yeah,
Cats don't care.
yeah. And that's why cats are better. We just don't care. Dogs are too high energy.
Not all dogs.
Yeah, most dogs are. I mean, some dogs, you get home, they're sitting on their fat asses, just doing nothing but licking themselves, just trying to figure out.
And that's high energy?
Well, for some dogs, some people, that is the most
Cats
active.
sit there and lick themselves?
At least we can do it
I don't
better.
even want to know if you lick yourself.
At least we
Don't
do
go
it
there.
better. Anything a dog can do, a cat can do better because we are the supreme and we are better. And at least we're not nearly as annoying as dogs. Dogs, they bark way too much. Like most dogs, they're way too loud.
Bats are better.
Eh, they don't do a whole lot.
Bats do a lot.
Eh,
Bats and bees pollinate things so that you have food. You need bats. Bats are good.
eh,
Bats eat mosquitoes
eh,
and other annoying bugs.
eh. Maybe.
They eat bugs that spread disease. They pollinate the flowers and the trees and so that fruit can grow and other vegetation can do what it needs to do so that you have air to breathe.
Eh,
Little things. Not like it's anything important. Without bats and bees, we'd all be dead.
probably.
Think of it that way, dude.
Eh,
Without bats, you wouldn't have tequila.
eh.
The agave cactus is pollinated by bats. Therefore, no bats equals no tequila.
Eh. Alcohol sucks anyway, so.
Which I find interesting that it's Bacardi rum that has a bat on the label.
Huh.
Anyway, I think we need to wrap it up. We're at an hour and a half.
Probably.
I'm exhausted. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you've almost been up like 24 hours.
24 hours will be within the half hour. I need some sleep.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've gone completely off the rails. And at least an hour of this is you going ranting about whatever.
Between video games and world domination, that's pretty much how it is. And cats. Because damn it, we are still the best.
You're nuts. Yeah, mew mew. Bats are better. Oh. Bats are better. What the hell? Oh, Binks is over there. I can't reach him from here. Anyway, finish your shrimps. and we'll wrap stuff up. Okay, so I think it's time to end. I am exhausted.
Yeah.
So remember to do the YouTube things: comment, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell icon to be notified of future uploads, should the YouTube gods deem it worthy. And we will see you in the next video, whatever it may be. Hopefully it doesn't go as off the rails as this one. If you made it this far, I'm really impressed, actually.
Yeah,
I would have
maybe.
quit a long time ago.
If you think about it, a burp is just a fart from the mouth, and a fart is just an ass burp. And a toilet is just a human litter box. I got waste of money. I don't use it all the time because I'm busy doing things. But I have ideas, I think.
And he's like this most of the time.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.